The Loxahatchee River flows through the town of Jupiter, about 80 miles north of Miami. The takeout is about 5 miles north on Route 1 at Jonathan Dickinson State Park. The put-in is about 5 miles west at Riverbend Park. Follow Route 706. Ooh, why'd they put a speed bump there? Follow Route 706 till you get to the river and turn left. Canoe Outfitters of Florida is usually there. Follow the park road for a few hundred yards to the launch site.
The Loxahatchee was the first river in Florida officially designated as wild and scenic. This trip is about 8 miles long and takes about 5 or 6 hours. You can rent canoes or kayaks here, or pick up a map of the river, or arrange for a shuttle back. After you go under the bridge, you soon leave the cars and civilization behind. But this is a popular paddle trail, so expect to see others on the river.
We did see 5 or 6 alligators along the trip, but they seemed to be too busy sunning themselves. In just a few minutes, you come to the first of 2 carryover dams. The Park Service has built a convenient ramp to make portaging easier.
Honey, I don't think we're going to make it.
Oh yeah, easy.
Oop.
The Loxahatchee is generally runnable year-round. We were here in early May and the water was very low, but we didn't have any problems. Had to carry the canoe over a few logs, but that's all part of enjoying the wilderness. We're told that at high water, a little more skill is required. Naturally, you should check with one of the guides at Riverbend or a ranger at Dickinson Park. Notice all the strangler figs. These vines will eventually cover and kill the tree. As you can see, this is a very lush area, as lush as any we've seen.
The upper section is mostly a cypress swamp. Some of these big trees are hundreds of years old, with a well-developed system of knees. Here's the second dam. According to our canoeing guide, most people paddle straight over this dam when the water is normal. This gives you some idea of how low it is now. The trees and the overgrowth make this part of the trip cool and dark. A great place to be on a hot and sunny Florida day.
Camping is not allowed on the river, but as you can see, the banks are kind of steep and muddy, and there's not a lot of places to get out and stretch your legs. When you see the I-95 and Florida Turnpike bridges, you're about a quarter of the way to Jonathan Dickinson Park.
Check this out. We don't know what was chasing this fish. Maybe this guy's brother? This is the former homestead of Trapper Nelson, the wild man of Loxahatchee. This marks the halfway point and a good place to stop for lunch. Unbelievably, there's even a Coke machine here. The state maintains this as an interpretive center and offers guided tours. Pretty amazing, since you can only get here by water.
Coming from New England, I was struck by the fact that down here, the vegetation fights back. Notice the sharp edges on these grasses. We saw several of these elegant yellow-crowned night herons.
We're told that Loxahatchee means Turtle River in an early Indian language. It certainly seemed like a good name when we were here. We must have seen a gazillion turtles.
Linda's always exaggerating. There were only about 1 million.
The Loxahatchee Queen 2 will take you up the creek without a paddle. It goes from Jonathan Dickinson State Park to Trapper Nelson's for a 2-hour tour.
A 2-hour tour.
Around here, the scenery changes dramatically. The dense cypress forest gives way to open mangrove swamps. The river widens and there's no current, but there is a high and low tide. This beautiful heron takes advantage of the low tide for a quick snack. These mangrove roots will actually be in the water when the tide comes in.
Other animals appear during low tide to forage for food. By the way, watch out for the raccoons. When we were here, a notice was posted at the campground about some of them being rabid. Linda had a close encounter of the second kind at the takeout. While I went to get the van, she waited at the dock with the boat. When I got back, she was a nervous wreck. A raccoon kept trying to get into the canoe, and Linda kept trying to push him away with the paddle. The final score was 17-14 in favor of the raccoon.
Shortly before our takeout, there's a small channel to the left which brings you to the concession stand where you can rent canoes or find out more about the river. They have great Loxahatchee t-shirts there too. Draw left when you see these high-tension wires. A short channel brings you to the boat ramp and the end of our journey.